3?
2.
Where have the kills taken me? And what have the kills taken me from?
I don't know, it's taken me to really amazing places and feeling really amazing about doing art and stuff again. But I think definitely my paranoia level has raised, and I think definitely stress.
I don't know where the kills have taken me from. It's from a really small apartment room with no money and no food. Not that much of a social life, and not really knowing what I'm doing. And playing with broken 4-tracks and 8-tracks and trying to get some kind of...
Where it's taken me from, a lack of that feeling, like kind of always doing the same sort of stuff, always doing art and music and everything, but not really in the situation that I wanted to protect, always trying to run away from the situation and the people, and trying to find, exactly what I found, I think.
The kills has just been my life for a long time now, and I really haven't done anything else other than that. It's just every little thing, whether I'm just on my own in a hotel room doing some artwork or something, it's always a huge part of it is put into the kills. It's always for that. So I guess it's taken me into this world where there isn't really much else. My hobby kills, or doing music for the kills, or thinking about the next kind of music I'm doing for the kills, and honestly it kind of drives you mad in a lot of ways, but I wouldn't want to go back to my apartment with no money and no food and no reason for being.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm a bit fucking scared actually.
Are you?
No, not at all, but this is like real.
Back on the road. We're following the police officer to the jail.
Police officer because I got busted. What we're gonna do? It's gonna be $115. I'm gonna take you up here to the jail. You can post bond in there for it.
I remember going to this show at the Underworld, and we heard from some guy in America that wanted to put out our single, which was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard in my life, because we'd never recorded anything. We kind of eventually got in touch with this guy, Steve Aoki, and he said he wanted to put out a record, and we were like, well, are you aware that we don't have a record and we haven't recorded anything?
We didn't have a band name either.
And he said that he was just into the idea of it, so we went into a studio and recorded 4 songs. We burnt 1 CD and we gave it to one of my roommates who worked at Rough Trade Record Shop, and he just played it in the shop quite a lot, and people would come in and ask what it was, and then before long we were getting loads of calls, and one of those calls was from Lawrence. Domino, like, about our favourite label, and we got a call from him, and I remember just like, we were freaking out.
Lawrence did put out the demo that we recorded in the end. I think Steve put it out first in America, and we went and did a tour to leave the country for 3 months. People were really supportive, really, really good to us. We had such a good time there. I mean, there's a million things we can say about that tour, because I think that was definitely the happiest point in our lives.
It's the weirdest thing, because like, we booked that tour of America, we booked 2 months in America on our own, and when we started booking it, we didn't even have a name for the band or anything, and it transpired that we did like 3 gigs in England, and then we went to America.
We had to buy a car, got insurance for both of us. I needed a driver's license, got a driver's license, got all the amps together, and we went, bought a video camera, which we were supposed to take back, but we never did. This is all on a credit card, right? There's no money behind it, really.
I mean, the whole thing for me was the most nerve-wracking thing, because I left London and I've been signing on, and it was like, you know, it's not much money, we don't get much money on the dole, but it's like regular income. When we decided to go on tour, that was it. That for me was like the cut-off, where I wasn't going to get any more dole money. So like I fly to America in these circumstances, and the next minute I'm completely like out of the frying pan into the fire. It was weird, because we'd kind of got word of mouth that there was this word of mouth thing going on, and that people actually liked our band, which just seemed ridiculous to us, because we'd only been like going for 2 months. I remember all along that tour, people would come up and say, how long have you been together? And we'd be like, this is our 7th show. Or the next night it'd be, this is our 8th show. In our heads off that this was happening, you know, because there was like packed out places, and it just seemed so ridiculous. But I don't know, the worst show, was that on the first tour?
No, it wasn't. Okay, New Orleans, El Paso, Knoxville, Tennessee, where we played in the record shop in front of the people that worked there.
Nashville was
That's gonna be
one of the worst shows.
The South, really.
New Orleans was like, for me, the most spectacularly bad one, because what had happened was, like, on this whole tour, like, New Orleans was like maybe in the last third of the tour, and
I remember the drive.
And we kept speaking to Lawrence Bell on the phone from Domino all the time, and there was this whole thing where he was he wanted to sign us, and he'd heard that there was this buzz going on, and he was starting to sweat, you know, that we were going to sign to some big label or something. And so he got himself on a plane and flew to New Orleans to witness the craziness. And there was like 4 fucking people at the show.
Today is Monday, the 10th November. We're in Paris, and this is going to be our last show tonight for the year. It's the last thing for Keep On Your Mean Side. We've been touring it for a year, and it's kind of, since we released the record, that's kind of been my life, has been just being in one room, one hotel room, and then another hotel room, and then another hotel room, and I've seen the inside of a club in every different part of the world. It's kind of difficult to say how I feel right now, because I feel like shit, because I went out last night and got smashed. If I was to be asked how tired I feel, how tiring it's been, I would say it's been dangerously exhausting. Definitely looking forward to going home. You just can't sustain this level of touring for that long, I don't think. But I feel like happy that the way it's gone. I feel like we started off in this studio with, like, you know, just an idea for a record, and now a year later we've toured the whole of the world, and we're here in Paris feeling like shit, you know. It's cool, it's all good.
Thank you. We're on the Kills.
How tiring. Just mentally tiring. We've been on tour for a year, and before that we were working on stuff for a year, and that part didn't seem tiring. Definitely become like a bit more emotional than I think I've ever been in my life, and like overprotective, and I think I said all this before. But, you know, to the point where it's a bit dangerous, and relationships are definitely threatened, and you know what, I just I don't know how you get back from that other than just going back and doing what you love to do, which is sitting at home or, you know, going into a space and just working on music, writing songs, and doing the things that you did in the first place that you love, and actually the only things that make you happy, not all this other bullshit. Okay, rewarding was the experience. I think totally. I mean, and I've never played on a stage like the kind of stage we've played on, and sort of experienced that kind of support from people. I don't know, I don't think that many people get to do that, and you can find other ways of feeling like that, but all the other ways that I've tried, my health suffers. It's rewarding though, because you get to know lots of really amazing people, and you can see what you've done, and I don't know. It's great. Like I wouldn't trade it for anything else. Name the one consistent contribution from the other half of the Kills you most rely on. I don't think anything's consistent. I think we do rely on each other too much. You do these things every day, 24 hours a day, and you become so close that just the thought, nothing even has to happen, it's just the thought of something happening, just the thought that that person might disappear and go away or do something else, or, you know, you're always on guard, and I found something that's so important to me, and that's doing this band, but, you know, to be honest, it's him. I rely on him for probably loads of things I shouldn't as well, and that makes a certain chemistry. Well, I don't know if that makes the music better or worse, or if it makes it take longer, or it makes it happen quicker, or I just don't understand totally what the outcome of it is yet, and I'm afraid to know, almost. Like, I don't know if that's what's going to destroy it, or that's what's going to keep it going. And without this effort, the Kills exist? Probably not, because I think the whole Kills just is like, it relies on being a psychopath. We're either so happy and just like, you know, high on everything, just, you know, of happiness, or we're just below the ground in lowness. And there's never ever been anything different in this band. It started that way. There's never just a sort of like normal day without extreme feelings. I'm sure of it. We're definitely going to die early from this. I don't know what I'm complaining about. It's totally worth it to me. I definitely think I'm happier than I've ever been. So, bye.
One consistent contribution from the other half of the Kills that I rely on the most. And without this effort, could the Kills exist? I don't know, there's a lot of things about Phoebe that kind of blow my mind. I've never met anyone that sort of has that much faith in me. Yeah, it's weird. From the minute I met her, she just had this kind of incredible belief in me, which was just weird, you know. I just felt like I was just doing the stuff I'd always done, and to meet somebody like that, I guess that's the one thing that is always there. It's kind of always there to fuck it up, or it's always there to make it brilliant. But there's this real kind of intense, I don't know, like it's like an intense love, like a sort of friendship, I guess.
Yeah? When'd you get me? Huh? Thank you.
She just has this love for me that I can't maybe understand, and I can't deal with it sometimes. I think if it wasn't there, it probably wouldn't be the same, you know. I think that's where all the tension comes from, that's where all the highs and lows come from, that's where all that sort of volatile aspect comes from that, and that's what makes us write rap music, and that's what makes us do it, and that's what makes us do the Kills like we do it. I guess without that it wouldn't be the same at all. Like, I'd been through so much stuff with her. When I first met her, she was so quiet and socially awkward, and, you know, barely had a conversation for a long time. And then I saw her perform in her old band, and it was just the transition was just unbelievable. It was almost like she was kind of performing when she wasn't on stage, and then when she was on stage, she was just doing her thing normally. And yeah, I love her. I think I can't kind of imagine life without us two just doing this. It's not like a love story. It's just, you know, you have to have belief in the other people in your band, and with this is kind of maybe out of control. I know some people think it's out of control, the way we sort of rely on each other and the way we're sort of inseparable and do everything together, and in a lot of ways I've kind of cut off a lot of other aspects of my life because of it. But good or bad, healthy or not, that's the thing that makes it the Kills, I think.
Something bad you done. Tell me about your ghost. Tell me about the game you won and the one who lost. Why you said wait,
This is our last song. Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Clouds with rain, and sometimes they would draw maybe lightning and sometimes sun. If it was going to be sunny.
I'm feeling a bit depressed after we finished touring, for definite.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, I just felt really lost. And then I went to France for a month and worked with this other band, produced a record with them, and that kind of made me feel really, really anxious about my own record. And then it was really when we got to Benton Harbor, Michigan. Is it Michigan?
Did you say Michigan weird?
Benton Harbor, Michigan. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. That was the starting point, really. At the time, it felt like we had half the record and we were going to finish it. And then when we got to Benton Harbor, I kind of realised that we needed to start again. We pretty much wrote everything in a month. We wrote like 16 songs in a month. And we were working from sunrise to sundown, and it was sundown to sunrise. Well, I've been up for an hour now, and it's about 7 o'clock in the evening. Hello, Mum. I'm a loser. I don't know. And, you know, I feel like that's the first time I've been faced with it, really, when you said, you know, what have we been doing since we finished that tour? Because it's like, it seems like a long time, and it also seems, it seems like so long ago, that tour, and it took a while to sort of, like, bury that last record and kind of forget about it, you know, and start again, and you kind of have a few false starts, and then
I think our false starts basically came from when we don't work together. You know, we'll both be in our separate houses across the street working on music and stuff, and then meeting up, and we're both kind of on two different planes with it. But when we got to write together, we could see really quick. And
yeah, I think it was fairly recently that we were really on a roll with it, and I felt like completely like I blocked out the rest of the world. And that was when we were in Benton Harbor.
It was perfect, 'cause there was no reason in the world to go outside there because there's nothing there, so we just stayed inside, and for a month we didn't really leave. And the only fun thing to do was to play music, so that's all we did. It was good.
Recorded the music in Benton Harbor. It was kind of night and day. You know, we just like locked ourselves in Sear Sound, and I don't know, I felt like when we were in Benton Harbor, we were looking at this weird world outside, every now and again sort of peeping through the window and seeing it and not really being a part of it. In New York, 8th Avenue, and I'd just look out the window in the drum room, and that was my like window into the world, and I just like peeped over the balcony and wasn't really part of it. It was like it could have been a painted backdrop, just didn't take part in New York City at all. And I think we wrote the stuff so quickly in Benton Harbor that we just wanted to take a few days off to think about it, and then spend like 2 weeks in Sear just having a really close deadline, emulate some sort of tension and fear and vibe.
What the fuck am I doing?
If I remember correctly, once the record was finished, we slept. What we did is we just came back to the Chelsea, and all of a sudden we were off a time schedule, and there was this huge void of no creativity, and I think we had postnatal depression. you're not writing music anymore. I guess you're not recording. There's not really a purpose. You're just waiting around for people to either like your new record or hate it. It's just like walking into a wall once you're done with something like that you've been working on for so long.
What expectations do you have for the new record?
I don't really have expectations about the music itself because I know what it is.
Do people have expectations for records anymore? I don't know. Record companies have expectations for records. I just expect to tour and have a lot of good fun and have lots of people come to our shows, hopefully. I still got this kind of naive streak that wants to change the world, but, you know, I don't really know if you can do that. I don't know if bands can do that anymore. Record companies probably can. You know, you can change a few people's lives. Change the way they think about things, maybe, but my sort of naive side would like that to happen.
We're definitely ready to try new things and kind of like brave some things we wouldn't have wanted to deal with last time. I think it's going to be a busy year, and I just hope that we get to do lots of those things that we didn't get to do last time, I guess.
Harder isn't always better.
No, harder isn't always better. Sometimes soft is just as good.
Fuck off!
Alright, let's, we gotta do a bounce there.
We gotta do a bounce. We gotta bounce TJ's head off the fucking console. What about this tailgating thing you're doing at 100 miles an hour? Overtaking on the right.
I don't recall doing that. Overtaking on the right. How long have you been following me? Like all day.
I look into your glass because I need some reflection. Yeah, I know it won't last. And look, it's already over. And I'm
I might shoot this.
Hey, pal, right? Yeah, baby. Hey, pal, hey, baby.
locked.